The Lord be with you. A reading from the Holy Gospel according to John. Chapter 10, verses 11 to 16. Jesus said, I am the good shepherd. The good shepherd is the one who lays down his life for his sheep. The hired man, since he is not the shepherd, and the sheep do not belong to him, abandons the sheep and runs away as soon as he sees a wolf coming. And then the wolf attacks and scatters the sheep. This is because he is only a hired man and has no concern for the sheep. I am the good shepherd. I know my own, and my own know me, just as the Father knows me, and I know the Father, and I lay down my life for my sheep. And there are other sheep I have that are not of this fold, and these I have to lead as well. They too will listen to my voice, and there will be only one flock and one shepherd. The Gospel of the Lord. It is better to think about our gifts. Have you ever realized what are the gifts or qualities you have? How many gifts you have? Or simply sometimes we are just coming and going. In today's first reading, St. Paul is writing to the Romans. He's talking about gifts. The gifts are given according to God's grace. According to God's grace, the gifts are given to different people in different ways, according to their capacity or according to their ability, or it is God's given gift. Freely it is given. Even the person is not good, the gifts are given. So we need to realize our own gifts and the talents, what we have received. So in the first reading we heard, Paul is talking about gifts. So he's telling, if you have given the prophecy, the gift of prophecy, you prophesy. So we find in the Old Testament there are so many prophets. There were so many prophetess also. So they were given to prophesy. The gifts were given to prophesy. And if you have given the gift of teaching, teach well. Preaching, preach well. Or administration, do well. Also, if you have the gift of hospitality, take care, look after. So not only these are the gifts for us, there are so many talents and gifts we have received. How do we make use of our own gifts and talents? When God created us in His image and likeness, He has given different parts. So if we analyze our own body, like the eyes to see, ears to listen, mouth to speak, nose to exhale, inhale, the hands, the legs are to walk, to work. The head is there to think, to reflect, to meditate. So there are so many things we have received. Do we realize these are the gifts of God? But sometimes we forget all these things. We think only about how can I eat, drink, sleep, and make merry. Sometimes we think only that one, like we are thinking only the material things. And we think only about our own life sometimes. Like the rich farmer did not think about others. The rich man did not think about Lazarus. one who was at the gate in his gate. So this is what we need to reflect today. And all these gifts are given to us. How do we make use of these gifts for the well-being of others and for the well-being of our own family members? And all these gifts are given generously, and they are known as grace according to St. Paul. It is not we acquire, but they are given generously by God. It is the blessings of God. So in the gospel reading also we find, in the Gospel of John, Jesus says, I am the good shepherd, and I have come down to lay my life for my sheep. So what is the gift we find here? Jesus realized, and he is telling in the gospel today, I am the good shepherd. He realized that he is a good shepherd. So this is the gift of God. This is the grace given to Jesus. And he's telling, I have come down to lay my life for my sheep. You see, Jesus did not say, I have come down to lay my life for my sake or for my families or for this particular group. But he is telling, the good shepherd is one who lays down his life for his sheep. So the sheep is here not only his own people, but also at the end of the gospel we find, I have also other sheep. I have to bring them back. And they will also listen to my voice. So what we see here in the life of Jesus, his very life was the gift of God, and his very life is going to be made use of for the well-being of others. So that is what he said, I will lay down my life for my sheep. So each individual has got your own lives, your own family, but that is not enough. So we need to lay down our lives for the well-being of others. This is very important. Then finally, gospel is ending with, I want to make one flock and one body. So we find here the unity of the church, the unity of Holy Trinity, the unity of the gifts and works. Although different gifts are there, but all these gifts must come together and we must work together. Sometimes what we think, only I can do everything. I have all types of talents. I don't want others' gifts, others' contribution. In many cases, we stop people's gifts, contribution, by misusing our own power, authority in the family or in the church or in the society. We control others. But each person is born with so many gifts. We need to recognize those gifts. Also, we need to realize those gifts to make use of for others. So this is what we find in today's gospel reading and the first reading. As we have come here, let us think about the good shepherd. As Jesus said, I am the good shepherd who has come down from heaven, and I lay my life for my sheep. So laying life for sheep means it is a sacrificial life. So when we come to the Lord, when we take part in this Holy Mass, we need to also receive the gift and blessings of God, the grace of the Lord, so that we may also learn from Jesus and to lay our lives for our own sheep, not only for our own family members, but for others, very especially for the poor and needy. Today, let us pray in this Mass, and let us learn from the Good Shepherd. Jesus is the Good Shepherd, not the hired man. The Shepherd, one who is always protecting us, guiding us, leading us, and giving his life. In this Holy Mass, Jesus is giving his body and blood. He is giving his life in this sacrament. He is laying down His life for us in order to be saved from sin and death. May the good Lord bless us all in this Mass.